The new album, Cosmic Terror, will be out next week on the 7th of February. How many songs are on it?
Like on the first album, we have 7 songs.
Mm-hmm. And you signed with AOP Records. Can you tell us something about that?
Yeah, we were looking for a new label, which would release our second album.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we were in contact with a couple of labels, and yeah, it somehow felt the best to go with AOP Records. And you never know how it will end up later at the end. But so far, since we work now since almost 9 months together, was it was the best decision we could have make. It's a really good partnership with them. I'm really happy how everything works out with them, and it's good.
Yeah, and what can you tell us about the new album? Where was it recorded, for example?
We recorded it in 2 studios. First, we recorded the drums in the Iguana Studios in Freiburg, Germany. That's actually where we recorded the first album, the complete first album. Mm-hmm. So this time we just made the drums there, and the rest was in Woodshed Studios, also here in Germany. That's the studio of Victor Santuras. Some people probably know him as the guitarist of Triptykon and Dark Fortress.
Nice. How long did you work on it?
To record the album, or for the songwriting?
For the album, working on it and recording it.
The songwriting was about 15 months, with one break when we had the European tour with Hypocrisy. Of course, it was we were not able to work on the album, so it's like 15 months minus 5 weeks. Yeah. And the recording was altogether around 2.5 weeks.
Oh, that's good. So, if I'm not mistaken, the record was done in the summer already. Why wait this long?
Yeah, there are several reasons for that. I think we got the final master in the end of May or the beginning of June last year.
Yes, that online, yeah.
And yeah, the thing is, because we changed the label, there were some issues and some delays. And then on the other hand, when you release an album, you need lots of time before that, for promotion, for everything. The pressing plans for the vinyls, it takes a long time for them, because of the hype with vinyls. The thing was, we first thought about to release it in November last year.
Mm-hmm.
But then there was the thing, if something would have gone wrong, we would have been in big trouble, because it was there was no space, for delays or whatever. So we decided, then everything, because even the cover artwork and other stuff wasn't done yet. And so we decided, the risk is too high. So we postponed it, because in December you don't have to release an album in December. That's you can't do that. And then the early of January is also not very good to release an album. So we ended up on the 7th of February. It took a long time. I'm already started with the songwriting for a third album, or for new songs, and the other album isn't out yet. It's a bit strange, but that's how it is.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. So far you released 3 songs from Cosmic Terror. For people who have missed all this, could you describe what they sound like, in the same as the sound of Vortex?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you can hear that it's still the same band. We didn't change our sound.
Well, I asked this because I read that you were listening, well, the last couple of years, you were listening to other music as well, not only metal music and I don't know, some 70s vibes, I don't know really, but that's why I'm asking if we could expect the same from this album as before.
Now it's a bit different. I mean, on the first album, the goal was just like to make a straightforward like death metal album,
Yeah.
you know, and like we didn't want to make any compromises. Just that something like we missed, you know, from a lots of bands nowadays. Now with the new album, in a big. Before I started with the songwriting, I knew already that I want to add some more elements. Now, when I look back, I'm a bit surprised that it wasn't that much new elements in it. But it's the first song we released, "Serpent," as time reveals, is also the first one on the album, and the first song I wrote for this album, and it's actually a song that could have fit also on the first album as well. Yeah. So we choose this one as number one on the album, as the first single, because like people would get easily into it, and yeah, it's the perfect bridge between the two albums. On the other hand, we have like some very catchy songs like Pillars of Doom, where we did also the video.
You did the video for that, yes, beautiful.
I mean, that's like a very catchy song with the chorus and everything. People get more easily into it compared like to other songs on the album. Yeah, there are like, I mean, like the title track is probably the song that's the most outstanding from the others, like an instrumental song, 6 minutes long. And yeah, I don't listen nowadays, or like in the last years, I'm not very into extreme metal or metal at all. Of course, I still listen to stuff, especially from the 90s or late 80s. But I'm more into like rock, and especially like prog rock. Yeah. And some elements found the way as well, like in this album.
That's good. That's very good to hear. Are there plans for more videos? I mean, not from this album songs or anything, but like live performances or live footage.
When we get a chance to film some shows during the year, I think it would be possible to make another live video as we did for the first album. But I can guarantee you there won't be like a video clip like Pillars of Doom. That's possible, and our budget wouldn't allow it to make another video like this.
Yeah, definitely. That's not necessary, but just a bit live footage, you know, for people who don't really have seen you play live, so they can check you out on internet, on YouTube, to see how you are on stage.
Yeah.
We for ourselves saw you play at the Alcatraz festival in Kortrijk last summer. You performed the full sounds of the Vortex album, but also a few new songs already for the first time live. How was your overall experience about that show? Do you remember?
Of course, I remember. I think that was the longest set we ever played.
Yeah, it was long. Yes. It was very good.
So that was like very exciting for us. It was nice to see that so many people showed up because like we were like not a very well-known band, especially on this kind of festivals. So it was great that there were a lot of people in front of the stage, and it was like for us, as we usually like have sets between like 35 or 45 minutes, to play now over 1 hour, it was great, and especially to play like 4 new songs. So actually, we played one song we had on the EP as a bonus track on the Pillars of Doom EP, and we played 3 songs from the new album as well.
Yeah, I thought it was a really wonderful show. Really, we were there. I was in front. My colleague was in the back, but we saw everything. It was very.
And
A few months. Yeah.
From the show, I just remember that a very cool thing was like when we played one new song, "Repugnant Human Scum."
Yeah.
The crowd was going crazy. So I mean, it was the first time we played this song, so nobody could know it. But the reaction from the audience was great. I remember that.
Yeah, they were on fire. I know. Yeah.
That was great to see. Yeah.
A few months ago, you posted online you were looking for a new guitarist. Have you found one yet?
Yeah, but that was actually we were a bit desperate because we couldn't find someone, and there are reasons not to do something like that, to put it online and say like, okay, hey, we are looking for someone. There are several reasons not to do it, but we were like a bit desperate because we had a lot of booked shows for this year, and we really needed to find someone. And I always thought it's hard to find a good drummer, but to find a professional and a good guitarist it's the same. I mean, there are lots of guitarists out there, but yeah, to find one where everything fits together, it's quite hard. But yeah, we found someone like 2.5 months or 3 months ago.
Oh, that's good.
We found someone, and yeah, he will play all the shows in 2020 with us.
Last question. When will you be playing in Belgium? Or don't you know?
I do know.
Yeah.
There is I don't know the date yet, and I can't tell where because it's not official. But we have it's a 1-day festival.
It's summer.
No, it's in autumn. I think it's in October, or no, I think it's in October. Okay. We play like a festival in Belgium, but this will be probably the only show we will play there.
Well, we'll be there. We'll try to be there.
It's not official now, so I can't say which event it is. But yeah, you will see it as soon as it's announced. We will put it on our social media channels, and you can see it.
And what are the plans for now for you? You're playing a lot of shows now with a couple of months.
Yeah, we have next week. We have the small release tour. Our label made Skark. They released their album the same day as we do, on the 7th of February.
Yeah.
And yeah, we play like a small tour together, a release tour. That's the first step. Yeah, yesterday we got the info that the first show is already sold out in Oberhausen, which is good news.
Yeah.
Yeah, then we have like a couple of shows in April. Then starts the festivals, and a couple of summer festivals, and yeah, we will try to promote Cosmic Terror as good as we can on these shows. And then I hope we are working on a tour. Let's see, end of 2020 or early 21. I hope we can go on the road and make a full European tour again.
Okay, that's good to hear. Well, I want to thank you for your time, and have a nice evening.
I have to thank you, and yeah, you have a nice evening as well. And I hope we see us then on a Belgium show.
Of course we will. Okay, bye.